that's not good.
No, but I'm watching Coach Smith on the sidelines. He's keeping his poise. He just patted a couple players on the back. He's got to give them encouragement. Young players, inexperienced players need the leadership from their head coach during times of adversity. And Coach Smith is certainly exhibiting those characteristics of a good head coach this evening.
Right, he's got to be the calm in the eye of the storm. You're right, absolutely right. All right, here's Methacton, first down, first and goal from the 7. Cope under center. Single back in the backfield is Phoenix. Cuts inside, down to about the 2-yard line. He had the Norristown defense guessing. They didn't know whether to cover the pitch man. When he saw the Norristown indecisiveness, he cut back, banged it down to the 2-yard line.
And he's been able to do that throughout the game, Joe. Knocking on the door again are the Warriors.
All right, O is out of the ball game. I think you're going to give it to your money back here. You're going to give it to Marvin Phoenix with 43 throwing a lead block. No? The up-back got the ball.
Joe, I think he did. Pagnata, I think he's awfully close.
Yep.
He's in. Well, Joe, I'm afraid the route is on now. It's just a matter of playing out the fourth quarter. Down 27-7, which soon could be 28-7.
Yep.
And the way Norristown has shown inability to move the ball, I think just running at the clock from Methacton next time they get it would be the thing to do. That's up again. Perfect 4 for 4.
Yep. Very, very strong kicking game. All right, the score with 11 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Methacton 28, Norristown 7. And it's taking on the feeling of a rout.
Well, the big job now of Coach Smith and his staff will be to keep these kids focused. They have to shake it off. He's been coming in Saturday practices after games. I think it would be a good idea to get the kids maybe together again tomorrow if that's been his custom, and to try to just keep them focused. It's a long season ahead.
Yep. One
practice at a time, and goal just to improve, show improvement, get better. Because he's got some tough games on his schedule. Upper Murray, Plymouth White Marsh, Quakertown. Well, right now for his squad, every game's going to be tough. There are no guaranteed W's, so it's going to be the job of the staff to keep this team together, and I think they'll be able to do that.
I think it's fair to say that the conference that the Eagles are in is very balanced. There are no weak sisters.
I left out Cheltenham, didn't I, Joe?
That's correct, and they have a powerhouse this year. The Panthers are tough.
Wissahickons also improved, Joe, to my knowledge. They beat up last week on Bishop Shanahan.
All right, here's Darmon Pierce coming off the field, the big fullback for the Eagles, who hasn't had a touch this evening. As a matter of fact, he hasn't touched the ball.
Has anyone had a touch other than Rob Coleman as a running back and Bird?
Here comes 13 again at Cope. Just a very ineffective pass there. The intended receiver was Bruce Minnick.
Greg Bird's had difficulty whenever he's moved out of the pocket running right. He's shown some ability running left, and in a shotgun with just a straight drop. But whenever he runs right, I don't think they've gained a yard when they've gone to the right side.
All right, 2nd and 10 from the Norristown 30. There's a handoff to Coleman, nothing. Pagnotta, tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, 2-yard loss there, Joe.
Methacton is reacting so well to the Norristown offense, it's almost as if they have a microphone in the Norristown huddle.
Well, the two coaching staffs up here in the press box, Joe, are right next to each other, so maybe they have a little wiretap going on.
That's true.
Norristown coaching staff's not up here, Tom.
Actually, the Norristown coaching staff was up here in the first half, and they're not up here this half.
All right, 3rd and 11. Bird back to pass. There goes there. That's number 4. That's number 4 for the Eagles.
That's Rondell Hartman.
Rondell Hartman. Pickup of about 35 yards. Nice play. Nice pass from Bird. Rondell Hartman.
And I think Rondell's the one that caught that long pass.
He did.
In the first half.
He did.
Rondell's listed at 5'10", 175, Joe. I'm 5'9", and he's 2 inches shorter than I am.
Right. All right, here come the Eagles at the Methacton 40-yard line. First time they've been in Warrior territory in a long time. There's a handoff to Coleman around the right side. He sees an opening.
He couldn't outrun the corner, though.
Right. Number 20, 22. Marvin Phoenix, yeah.
Well, Phoenix is a lot faster than Coleman.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing that these boys can play both ways and play with such intensity for 4 quarters. It's just, I mean, they must be marvelously conditioned young men.
That's true, Joe. But, you know, a football game, a high school football game is 48 minutes long. And they get a 30-second rest between plays. The official dropped something. I don't think it was a penalty flag. They usually drop that when there's a fumble.
Yeah. That was Rondell Hartman inside. Gained about a yard. 3rd and 4.
Hey, I don't have anybody over top of it. Here it comes, here it comes.
Here's Coleman off the left side, cuts back, gets down to about the 31-yard line of Methacton.
What do you call that, Joe? The last 2 plays that he handed off to Coleman, do you call them delay? It's almost like a sprint draw type of thing.
That's what I would call it, sure.
Now, does that allow him, I assume, to pick a hole? Because he's certainly not getting any holes from the lineman.
I think the quarterback comes back to the running back, and then as the quarterback is going back to the running back is looking at the line to see where the hole is and to run to the daylight.
Backs in the eye here, Joe. He got it. Looks like he got the first.
Yep. Brought down by number 81, that's Piazza. Mike Piazza, again, another young man going both ways for the Warriors. You have Pagnotta, Cope, Phoenix, Piazza, playing both ways for the Methacton Warriors. First and 10, 7.5 minutes left to play. Here's a quarterback draw.
It's first we saw that all evening.
Quarterback draw gets Norristown down to the 25-yard line.
See, I think as the season progresses, Joe, Coach Smith is experimenting now with a lot of different looks offensively. And I think what his goal is to find a comfortable niche and style of ball offensively and try to make the job of the lineman a little bit easier. A lot easier than that last play.
All right, 3rd down, 8 yards to go. 6.5 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. Methacton up by 21 points, 28-7. A convincing performance by the Warriors from Fairview Village. Here's Bird rolling to his right.
And once again, he just doesn't seem comfortable rolling to the right and releasing the football.
Pass intended for Bruce Minnick. Incomplete, went right through his hands. It'll be 4th and 8, and they got to go for it. That's a no-brainer. They got to go for it. Fourth and 8. Bird straight back, rolling right again. No, not even close. Intended for Kenny Witter on an out pattern.
Joe, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but what's your assessment about rolling out right and being so unsuccessful?
Tom, to tell you the truth, I don't know that much about football to answer that question. I would think, though, it's much more difficult to throw a pass while you're running than it is when you're stationary.
Well, that's absolutely true.
And so maybe you might want to think of keeping Greg Bird back in the pocket. 3, 4, 5 step drop and then throw. I mean, it's difficult enough to connect on a pass when you're stationary. It must be very difficult when you're running at full speed. Here's Cope.
Cope did a smart thing there, Joe, staying in bounds, going down while he was in bounds.
As you said, Tom, he's a type of a kid who understands the game, who knows the subtleties of the game.
And I think Methacton will be content here, Joe, just to keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no need for them to pass the football.
Right.
And Coach Marankov is such a classy man. I don't think that he would try to run the score up on Norristown.
No, absolutely not.
I guess that was Phoenix on the carry.
Yep. Brought down by Montez Perkins on a nice open field tackle. Wouldn't surprise me to see Coach Marenko start to put in some of his substitutes too.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to see how many players that he has been rotating. It's hard to tell because of our distance from the field of play to
Sure.
picking out numbers. Well, on the same token, Joe, Coach Smith, if he has quite a few people down there on the sideline, and not that his starters have played all that great. Maybe there's somebody down there that could push one of the starters for a position.
Sure.
Although the coaching staff at this point, they know the talent level of their players, but you're not going to get any better unless you get an opportunity.
That's true.
When the lights come on Friday night.
Plus, I bet there are at least 1 or 2 moms in the stands who are the parents of a second stringer who would just love to see their boy get in there for 1 or 2 plays.
No question about it.
Turan flag brings down Mr. O. Plus the boys themselves, the second team youngsters who practice just as hard as the first teamers, and I'm sure they would give anything to get in there for a couple of live plays.
Oh yeah,
there's a fumble. Picked up by Methacton.
Who was that? Hartman, number 4? Rondell Hartman?
Yep, Rondell Hartman.
And we talked about that in the first half when Kenny Witter let one roll in the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, that's the downside of that thing. But at this point, he wants to make something happen.
Sure.
That's not a critical fumble at this stage of the game.
No.
It just may allow Methacton to run the clock out.
Yes, with 3 minutes left to play in the game.
I don't even know if Coach Smith will utilize his timeouts to stop the clock.
No, I don't think so. Why prolong the agony? Why prolong the agony? Here's Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's looking to score.
Yeah, those Norristown players now are playing a little bit back on their heels.
Yep.
They're a little disgusted, discouraged at this point. And a player like Phoenix could pick a spot out there and just go into the end zone.
And you can't blame Phoenix for trying his best.
No, if those players aren't on that field trying their very, very best, that's when injuries occur.
Exactly. So
plus, he wants to pad his stats.
Sure. All right, 2 minutes, 43 seconds left to play. There's Cope, keeps the ball around left end. Boy, he's shifty for a big man. Bowls over another Norristown defensive back down to about the 10-yard line.
Now, at this point, Joe, you look at the clock, you see 2:28 to go. Methacton is safely in control and command of this game. This is where I would take out my key skilled players to prevent injury.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, there's nothing to gain now by Norristown stopping them or Methacton scoring.
I think what he's going to do, I think what Coach Marenko is going to do, he's taken out his first string, and I think he's going to put his subs in and see if the second team can punch in a touchdown. I think he's taking out en masse his first team.
Well, there's sure a lot of players over there.
Yep.
Is that the case? They a lot of clean-looking shirts.
Yep. I think that's what he's done,
Joe,
Tom.
exactly right. And that's a classy move.
That is a class act.
Because those kids now know that he's going to give them some time under the Friday night lights with an opportunity now, and it's going to give them a lot more incentive to continue to work hard at practice.
New quarterback, new line, new everybody. Good for George Marenko. That's a class act.
And whoever that running back was gets down close to the 7-yard line.
Kevin Kelly, number 15, down to the 5-yard line. That's smart coaching too, Tom. That's smart.
It is. Because he'll have the ears and eyes of these kids at practice on Monday. And if they make a mistake, second team, he'll point that out. Yeah. Maybe this is why you're second team.
Minute 53 left to play. And looking over at the far sideline, you see the Methacton first team urging on their buddies.
They're behind them.
They're kneeling down, they're watching, they're focused.
You don't think George might want to see a second-string quarterback throw one up, do you? Or Joe, what about a field goal attempt if they don't get the first down here?
No, I don't think they'll do that. I think this is 4-down territory. I don't think they'll go for a field goal.
Yeah, you're coming up on a minute 15.
Yeah. The new Methacton quarterback is Brad Clark.
Like a fumble there? No. Inside the 3.
Yep. All right, 4th and 3. Kevin Kelly on the carry, a 5'9", 155-pound sophomore.
Chris Della Pietra, number 75, just in for Norristown. 5'11", 260-pound junior.
All right, 4th and 4, 37 seconds left to play. This will be the last play of the game. Handoff, not a touchdown. Norristown holds. They will take over.
And we have some new defensive players coming out.
I'm sure we do.
Coming out.
I'm sure
coming
we
into
do.
the game. And I see Norristown, for the most part, I believe have a few, for the most part, have their starters in. I'm not sure. Yep, they have their first team offense in. 25 seconds to go. Do you take a knee here, Joe?
I don't think they will, but they should. That's the end of the ball game.
It should be, Joe. It's still got
18 seconds left to
a timeout
play.
was called.
I think to wrap up this game, Tom, I think that in my opinion, the most valuable player in tonight's game was Mr. Cope, the quarterback and linebacker for the Methacton Warriors. He played a splendid all-around game. Good field generalship. When he had to make a pass, he made the pass. Terrific runner. He was ably assisted by Pagnotta, Marvin Phoenix.
And Hano. I think Hano played a great game.
Absolutely.
But quarterback usually gets the glory.
Yep.
Well, Joe, it was great working with you tonight.
Vice versa, Tom.
I won't be here with you next week, but hopefully return in a couple weeks.
Look forward to it and have a great time up at Penn State.
Thank you. So for Joe Highland, I'm Tom McGee reporting here. Final score, the Warriors of Methacton 28, the Norristown Eagles 7. Good night.